What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doom Killer HD back with another Marvel's Avengers video, and today we're doing an in-depth breakdown of status effects and the battery power. But before we break it all down, can you do me a quick favor and Hulk smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, that way you never miss an upload. Now let's get right to it. Status effects explained. Now I'm sure we all know what status effects are, from Pym Particles to Cosmic, Shock, Gamma, Plasma, and Cryo. We all know that mixing hot and cold statuses gives us the battery power. So what we're going to do today is break down each status, explain how it affects your hero, your teammates, and your enemies. Big shout out to Tony Bing Gaming for making this chart. Link to his channel will be in the description box. Let's start off with Gamma. Now, if an enemy takes enough gamma damage, they become poisoned, incurring additional damage that spreads to nearby enemies. Being defeated while having a gamma aura also causes large gamma-filled explosions. So the best part about using gamma is it spreads from enemy to enemy like a plague, and it explodes when enemies are defeated, possibly spreading it to even more enemies, which is pretty gross when you think about it. Yeah, that's a pretty sick status, fellas.
That's disgusting.
Next up, we have Cryo. If an enemy takes enough cryo damage, they freeze, slowing movement and decreasing the frequency of all actions. Cryo inhibits many of the defensive abilities altogether. So literally, the cool thing about using cryo status is they can't move, which is great for any charged attacks, gives you plenty enough time to line up those headshots.
Freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
And to finish off the cold-based status effects, we have Shock. If an enemy takes enough shock damage, they become shocked, suffering increased damage from incoming attacks and a greater chance that critical attacks will occur. So Shock status is crazy. Not only is it a damage multiplier, being able to score non-stop critical damage is beastly. Shock might actually be OP.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
Moving over to the warm status effects. Let's start with Pym Particles. If an enemy takes enough particle damage, the Pym Particle causes the enemies to shrink. While reduced in size, enemies deal less damage and receive more damage from all attacks. Man, Pym Particles are not playing around. The fact that it works on bosses makes this status devastating. Shrink them down, then squish them like bugs. Next up is Plasma. If an enemy takes enough plasma damage, they burn and are interrupted from attacking. Now, some enemies will be staggered by this effect, which is pretty dope because enemies get so hot that they can't focus and are stumbling around the map, leaves them wide open for weak point shots. And last but not least, we have Cosmic status. If an enemy takes enough cosmic damage, they become ionized, incurring an increase in damage from incoming attacks, while simultaneously boosting hero willpower. Man, what? So not only am I wrecking the enemy, I'm healing myself at the same time. To me, that's the definition of OP. Damn! Creating the battery effect. Now, mixing a warm and cold status gives you the battery effect. Once an enemy has a status aura around them, attacking them with the opposite charge status gives you the battery power. This increases damage and gives you critical hits, basically obliterating your enemy. Now, what I found to be one of the most effective combos is Shock and Plasma. The enemy is so confused and stumbling because of the plasma, and at the same time you're getting more critical damage because they're shocked. Utter annihilation. Now, I hope this little show and tell helps you guys put together some crazy status combos. And to thank you for watching the video, the first person to name all 6 movie clips I use will get a free Avengers Square Enix code via 5gum. Now, I'll send the code to you in a private message. But if you like the video, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and to like the video. With that said, laissez-les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll. Peace out, people.